Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
The Seattle Kraken kick off this 4-game Eastern swing by taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Right up the gut, Jaden Schwartz, he's in, turned away, and what a goal! Schwartz right out of the gate, 19 seconds. Natchez with a shot, stopped, it's there, DeCord recovers with a snow angel. Now here comes Tanev, Turbo, busting in for a chance, he scores! It's Turbo time in Raleigh.
Seattle Kraken begin their New York state of mind against the New York Islanders.
Able to control, what a drive, score! A goal to go with his 2 assists. Wright shoots, score! A power play goal again for the Kraken. And tonight, the first of 2 meetings this season, the Seattle Kraken and the New Jersey Devils. He's in, he scores! Andrei Burakovsky, who's been waiting in the wings. To the goal line in front, right, he scores! That's hockey, baby! Ellie Tolvanen put it right on the money to Shane Wright.
The Kraken are coming off a successful East Coast road trip. They kicked it off Tuesday night in Carolina with a much-needed win against the Hurricanes. Welcome to another episode of Kraken Home Ice. We talked to the big rig, Jamie Oleksiak, who is quite the history buff. Goalie Philipp Grubauer tells us about lessons he's learned from horses and how it's improved his game. And we talked to head coach Dan Bylsma about hockey in the historic Madison Square Garden. But first, we kick it off in Carolina. 19 seconds into Tuesday's game, Jaden Schwartz scores, giving the Kraken an early lead. But that lead lasted just minutes before the Hurricanes tied up. In the second period, Oliver Bjorkstrand takes the first shot. Ellie Tolvanen buries the rebound. Midway through the third, the game's tied at 2. The Hurricanes score, but keep an eye on goalie Joey DeCord. He gets interfered with on the goal, so after review, the goal is disallowed. Less than a minute later, the Kraken score the go-ahead goal. The puck bounces around in front. Yanni Gourde jumps all over to give Seattle a 3-2 lead. Then, just under 5 minutes left in the game, Brandon Tanev breaks free and scores on the backhander. Kraken win it 4-2 and snap a 3-game losing streak.
It takes a 60-minute effort to beat a Carolina team, something we haven't done in this building a long time ago. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, but just battling to compete all game long.
On Thursday, the Kraken got a big win against the Islanders. Ty Cartier gets Seattle on the board first. Then, later in the first period on a power play, Vince Dunn smokes one, and Oliver Bjorkstrand gets the redirection to make it 2-0. Dunn got it done on Thursday with 2 assists and a goal. The Kraken have been struggling on the power play, but against the Islanders, they got 2 power play goals. They finished the night with a 5-2 win, their second win on the road. The very next night, it's the Kraken versus the Devils. Andrei Burakovsky gets Seattle started, skating through the Devils' defense for a beautiful shot to the back of the net. The Devils then tied it up to end the first. Shane Wright, right where he needed to be on the power play, gets the Kraken goal number 2. The Devils then answer with 2 more goals, resulting in a 3-2 Kraken loss. Finally back in the mix is defenseman Vince Dunn. He returned to the ice against the Sharks. Dunn missed 19 games due to injury. His return is good news for the team on all fronts.
Thought I felt pretty good, honestly. My legs were good. My execution was pretty good. I think obviously missing 6 weeks is a long time. It goes by pretty slowly, but thought it was okay. I knew it wasn't going to be perfect for me, but I thought overall gave my best, and I'll just have to keep pushing myself to feel better for the next game.
When the Kraken first faced the Rangers at home on November 17th, Kraken center Shane Wright was not in the lineup. He was listed as a healthy scratch for the first time this season. Since the healthy scratch, Wright has had quite the return. In his first game back against the Ducks, Wright got a goal and an assist. Then, when the team played the Ducks again 2 nights later, Wright got an assist. Then against the Sharks, Wright scored 2 goals off the power play. Wright credits the success and points to his line mates.
We're just competing, I think. We're winning pucks. We're playing physical as well in the forecheck, and we're supporting each other. We're close. We're just there tight, supporting one another and playing well off each other and just turning pucks over, competing. And just playing hockey. Yeah.
Jamie Oleksiak is one of the original members of the Kraken. At 6'7", 255 pounds, he can be an intimidating figure. Ariel Orsuto got a chance to learn a little bit more about the man they call the Big Rig.
Hammered by Oleksiak. They score! The Big Rig lets it fly.
The Kraken is expecting big things from the Big Rig in his 4th season with the organization. Jamie Oleksiak is the perfect pair with veteran line mate Brandon Montour.
So a brilliantly designed play involving both the defensemen.
I think I'm just not overcomplicating things, just playing to my strengths, playing a solid defensive game, and I think really just trying to contribute, as a 5-man unit out there.
Jamie Oleksiak tipped in.
The Big Rig is also a big brain. Oleksiak is a history buff, stemming from his father's vast library in his childhood home. His dad is a writer and always instilled in him a passion for learning outside of hockey.
I think it's kind of fun to learn about new things and keep things fresh, keep you stimulated, and I think my dad was a big part of that. Growing up, I remember a lot of family trips. We went to Gettysburg and things like that, and it's just a real treat.
And he's a voracious reader because of it. It's a helpful pastime on road trips.
Right now I'm reading Papillon. It's kind of working my way through that one. It's an interesting one so far, and I don't know, I'm always open to more recommendations.
The excellence in the Oleksiak family doesn't end there. Jamie's younger sister Penny is one of the most decorated Olympians in Canadian history, winning 4 medals in the 2016 Olympics, including gold, and 3 in 2020. But at home, they have a different kind of sibling rivalry.
Whenever we're home together, there's like some competitions, whether it's like a board game or Uno or just whatever. It's just fun kind of getting together as a family and kind of having the sibling rivalries between myself and my 2 sisters, and happy for her, and she's obviously done her thing, and she's very accomplished, so it's we're all very supportive of her. It's fun.
NHL players will be permitted back into the Winter Olympics in 2026. So will Jamie be vying for a medal of his own to bring back to the Oleksiak home?
That'd be awesome. I'm never going to count it out. One thing at a time here, but it's definitely going to be good to see NHL players back in the Olympics. I think that's going to be very exciting, and the competition will be great, so I'm excited to see that.
Philipp Grubauer is well known for his involvement with the Kraken community. As one of the original members of the Deep, he's found his place in Seattle. We talked to the goalie about what Seattle means to him and what he's learned from his favorite animals, horses.
You got to be calm around them. Once they go to the barn, they pick up on your energy, they pick up on your how you feel. If you're nervous, they're nervous too. So you got to always bring down your emotions and your excitement.
Assist of the Week is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
On the way back, Ryan Winterton. Now here comes Tanev. Turbo busting in for a chance. He scores! That's hockey, baby!
The assist of the week goes to Ryan Winterton. Winterton passed it to Brandon Tanev, who in Turbo fashion buried it in the back of the net. Wint's assist to Turbo was the 21-year-old's first NHL point. After Turbo's goal celebration, he went out of his way to make sure Wintz got the puck from his first NHL point. Goalie Philipp Grubauer is known for his involvement in the Seattle community and for his love of horses. We talked to Gruby about lessons learned off the ice.
Nason turned out by Grubauer, a dandy.
Seattle is home for Philipp Grubauer. As an original member of the Kraken, Gruby is thankful for the constant love and support from the fans.
Without the fans, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to do what we do here. The support from before him playing the first game, it's been incredible.
He also does what he can to give back to the Seattle community. Gruby is a Northwest Youth Ambassador for the Salvation Army. Through the program, he makes sure kids are set up for success.
Trying to get kids to teach a little bit about hockey and leadership and about how to be a good teammate.
Grubauer also has a love for horses. He was surrounded by the sport of dressage growing up in Germany, but he really got to know the animals when he was playing hockey in Colorado. One of his buddies wanted to buy a ranch that came with over 100 horses, and that's when Gruby knew he had his work cut out for him.
Being on that ranch, we kind of both said we got to know what we have to do. So started riding a little bit, started learning.
When he moved to Seattle, Grubauer started volunteering with Save a Forgotten Equine, or SAFE. SAFE is a nonprofit organization that rescues, rehabs, and retrains horses, often taking in horses that have been seized by animal control and come to the rescue in pretty bad conditions.
But I found a passion and a love for it, and it's been amazing just to see the transition from when they first come in to when they get adopted and all the happy faces.
The horses go through a program where they start to trust humans again. And Grubauer says the trust is mutual. He's learned a lot from the horses.
Like they pick up on your energy, they pick up on your how you feel. Like if you're nervous, they're nervous too. So you got to always bring down your emotions and your excitement to a certain level.
McKinnon on the outside, shut down by Grubauer.
During a game, you always got to be even keel, and I think it's a big life lesson they taught me.
The Kraken's first-round draft pick, Berkeley Catton, has been invited to Team Canada's World Junior Selection Camp. He's one of 3 Kraken prospects who have been invited. Catton will join defenseman Caden Price and forward Carson Rakoff at the camp. Rakoff was selected by the Kraken in the second round of the 2023 draft. He played for the Canadian squad a year ago, scoring 4 points in 5 games. Price was the Kraken's third-round pick in 23. They are among 32 players competing for World Juniors roster spots in Ottawa. If selected, they'll play for Canada in the upcoming IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship from December 26th to January 5th. Coming up on Kraken Home Ice, we talk to head coach Dan Bylsma on the road as the team adapts to roster changes and working their way back from some tough losses.
It brought a heightened sense to this road trip, and this road trip's comprised of some tough places and some tough teams to play in.
This weekend, the Kraken wrap up their East Coast road trip. Also wrapping up this weekend is Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. In this week's shootout, we asked the players about their favorite Taylor Swift songs, and the Swifties on the team might surprise you. It was a busy week on the road for the Kraken, and in that time, there were a lot of changes to the roster, from injuries to Vince Dunn returning, plus other players just being healthy scratches. We talked to head coach Dan Bylsma about all the changes.
Kind of underlines the search and the growth of trying to find the right combinations and the right personnel in those combinations to get what's best for the team and how we want to play and how we want to compete every night. So, I said in the beginning of the year, players should be comfortable with being in different spots and being with different combinations, and that's an effort to try to see what different people in different combinations, different personalities can do in different spots.
Well, Coach, you started this road trip in Carolina with a nice win over the Hurricanes. Was there a heightened urgency in that game, seeing as you were riding a 3-game losing streak?
Coming off the week of Anaheim, San Jose, and 3 games losing to those teams, I think it brought a heightened sense to this road trip, and this road trip's comprised of some tough places and some tough teams to play in, and I think there was a concerted focus from the guys, talks amongst the group about making a statement with this road trip, or it was a chance to make a statement with this road trip, and it's, as I said, it's in some tough buildings and it's against some tough competition. So I think you saw that heightened awareness and heightened intensity coming into the game.
Schwartz, in front, they score! Hey, what do you say? Yanni Gord!
Ryan Winterton had a nice moment against Carolina. He assisted on Brandon Tanev's goal, and Tanev made sure he went and got that puck for Winterton. I thought that was a nice touch. Is that another sign of the togetherness this team is building?
I thought it was, a big moment for the team. It was a big moment in the game. They were pushing. We get that 4th goal. That was huge. To see Turbo's first thought be about his teammate and him getting his first NHL point, a big moment in everyone's NHL career. I thought it was great to see, and it was almost immediate response. Turbo he did his half muted kind of celebration. Didn't go down to a full knee, but immediately came up and was, wanted to get Wentz the puck to signify his first NHL point. I thought it was great.
Dan, you and I have talked about some of the toughest cities to play in, and with this road trip wrapping up at Madison Square Garden and all the history there, is there something special about playing there?
I think it's special each and every time you get the opportunity to do it. It's historic, it's legendary, it's unique. You know, I've already talked to some of the players about, you know, I guess the most memorable thing about playing there. Yeah, everyone talks about the history. Everyone talks about just all the venues that have played there, performed there. Talk about the Jordan game. Talk about walking up the 7 stories and the ramp. They call it the elephant, you know, ramp, up to the 7th floor, of which the event level the ice is on. So that's always memorable. Stepping out onto the ice in a unique building with that history is always a special thing, whether it's your first time or your last time. So, you know, it adds a lot of spice and it adds a lot of juice to the game.
And a Saturday night off in Manhattan seems like it could be a lot of fun for the coaches and the players.
It's more of a time to get some rest and to relax in the backdrop of the Big Apple versus going out and seeing the bright lights in the big city. And there's tons to do and lots to do. And strolls through Central Park, runs through Central Park. I'll probably take a run through Central Park on that Saturday to experience New York City a little bit. But the players, hopefully, will use it as a day of rest to get ready for what is a lot of hockey in a short amount of time. The Big Apple and the bright lights are a part of playing at Madison Square Garden, and you know, you get to take it all in this day and a half that we got leading up to the game. But it's a part of it.
It's the end of an era. Taylor Swift's record-breaking tour wraps up this weekend in Vancouver. In honor of the Eras Tour, we talked to some of the Kraken players and asked them about their favorite Taylor Swift songs in this week's shootout.
22, banger. Love Story, let's go with that.
No, You Belong With Me is a classic. I think we'll go with that one.
Love Story, perfect one.
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I listen to my girlfriend makes me listen to the 14-minute one more than I care to admit.
At Kraken home games, different community members are honored as heroes of the deep. Coming up on Kraken Home Ice, we find out how those heroes are found. Kraken fans, send us photos of you at games or sporting your favorite Kraken gear. Text your Slapshot Snapshot to 206-448-4545, and you can see it featured on next week's show.
Control with a drive. Score! As Vince Dunn makes it 3-0 Seattle.
The goal of the week goes to Vince Dunn. Dunn gets the puck to Larson, then swings around, gets the puck back, and fires it home. After missing 6 weeks due to injury, Dunn has wasted no time getting his stride back. In addition to Thursday's goal, Dunn got 2 assists. At the start of Kraken home games, they announced the Hero of the Deep. It's an honor given to inspiring individuals who are making change in our community. Tonight, we learn how those heroes are selected.
Kraken crew, I am proud to be here with tonight's Hero of the Deep, Bryce Hansen.
Heroes are among us all, and the Kraken have made it their mission to find those doing remarkable work.
Heroes of the Deep was born out of this organization's willingness and want to give back to the community. And we thought, how do we take the great work that's being done in this community and really spotlight it and spotlight a person and an organization for a night.
Heroes of the Deep was started in the 2022 season by the Kraken's One Roof Foundation. Since the program launched, more than 80 heroes have been honored and $2.7 million have been awarded to nonprofit organizations. Todd Humphrey, the Kraken's SVP of Digital and Fan Experience, says the heroes are inspiring people who are making a difference.
It is a hard choice because there are so many people doing great work, but it starts with a submission process and we work them all the way through.
Midway through the first period of every home game, the Kraken announces their honoree.
I am proud to introduce tonight's Hero of the Deep, Deontay Damper.
The hero is given a giant cardboard check for $32,000. The grant goes to a nonprofit of their choosing.
Most of our heroes don't do it for the recognition, so when they find out that this is going to be their experience, they're blown away.
For many small nonprofits, that large donation makes a real difference. The award is a nod to the 32,000 ticket deposits that convinced the NHL to award Seattle a hockey franchise.
I love that we are so connected with the community. This is probably my most prideful piece of it because it does allow us to honor people who are doing work quietly and in the shadows in the best of ways. I remind each of them before we go down and do the presentation, just look around because you're going to have 17,000 people cheering for you and you've earned every minute of it.
To nominate a hero in your life, visit the One Roof Foundation website where you can submit a person or organization.
The goals here are to hear from more people in Seattle and in the Pacific Northwest. They're your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers.
Joey Decore, Jamie Oleksiak, Ty Cartier, and Ben Myers visited with doctors, nurses, and healthcare providers at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health last month. Kraken and BMFH partnered for the NHL's Hockey Fight Cancer campaign. Tuesday is Indigenous Peoples Night at Climate Pledge Arena. This theme night is presented by the Muckleshoot Indian Tribe and includes a specialty common thread jersey. The artist for this year's Indigenous People jersey is Keith Stevenson. He's a member and artist of the Muckleshoot Tribe. Keith's design is a nod to the Coast Salish territory and is representative of the Muckleshoot's Great Seal. From the logo on the front of the jersey to the design inside the numbers on the back of the jersey.
One of the design elements in the numbers is representative. It means mountain, and another one means spear pole, which is representative of our Great Seal, which is the mountain with the spear pole.
It's home. That's where we're from. That's a visual denoter that no matter where you've been in the world, you see Tahoba, and that means you're home. So it's super cool that, you know, as the partner of the Kraken, and that our logo is and seal of the tribe is already a part of the jersey, to have one of our own actually design a piece of our culture, a piece of our tradition, a piece of our history on the ice with the team, man, like our kids will see that, and that'll be a part of the world they live in from this day forward.
Next Saturday, during their home game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Kraken are hosting a toy drive. It's a partnership between the Kraken, Starbucks, and Blue Star families. The donated toys will be handed out by Blue Star families to the surrounding military community. The drive at Climate Pledge Arena runs from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. After a week on the road, the Kraken are back in town Tuesday. On top of lots of hockey at Climate Pledge Arena, John Legend is coming to Seattle. On Sunday, it's a John Legend Christmas. Then on Tuesday, the Kraken take on the Stanley Cup champion Panthers. Thursday, the Boston Bruins are in town. And on Saturday, it's the Kraken and the Lightning. And that'll do it for this episode of Kraken Home Ice. You can catch us Saturday nights at 10:30 on Kong or Sunday nights at 11:35 on King. Thanks for looking in. We'll see you next week.
Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.